Supernanny Jo Frost warns kids are being robbed of comfort from their dads. Hello friends, welcome to my channel. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. For many kids, the best part of going to bed isn't being wrapped up snug as a bug in a rug, it's getting to enjoy a bedtime story. Ideally with voices. But if mom is the one always tucking the little one in, you could be robbing your child of the chance to forge a special bond with their father. At least, that's what Supernanny Jo Frost has claimed. The parenting expert, known for her use of the naughty step, took to social media to explain the benefits a child can experience when their father gets involved in the bedtime ritual and the task is shared by both parents. Pictures. Getty Images. Supernanny Jo Frost warns kids are being robbed of comfort from their dads. You could be robbing your child of the chance to forge a special bond with their father. At least that's what. When you rush in every time your child cries for you, you rob them of knowing their father's comfort and rob him of the bond. In the caption, she went on to claim that kids get smart, hearing their dad read to them, as the so-called novelty helps them learn new words and allows them to open up their minds and creativity. Now, we've got a few bones to pick with Jo, as do the parents in the comments. Firstly, plenty of dads already do bedtime. It's not a novelty in millions of households. And secondly, let's not blame mums for robbing anyone. It would be nice instead to hear bedtime-reluctant dads encouraged to step up. Despite the nice sign-off, it all sounds a bit mum-shamey, and the narrative that mums should let dads with the childcare of their own children certainly needs quashing. But there is some research to back up Jo's central point. A Harvard University study from 2015 found that when fathers read bedtime stories to their kids, it helps to spark imaginative discussions. Dr. Elizabeth Dorsma, who conducted the study, said at the time, "The impact is huge, particularly if dads start reading to kids under the age of 2. If your home situation doesn't allow for mom and dad to split bedtime duties 50-50 though, don't panic. All children benefit from experiencing nurture, safety, and comfort from both parents. That said, we'd reassure parents that children are not robbed of a bond with their dad if mom takes the lead at bedtime." Eve, who will be speaking at the Baby Show in London in October, continues, "For many families, work schedules, breastfeeding, or simple household logistics mean one parent naturally becomes the main bedtime lead. This isn't something to feel guilty about. Children thrive on love and security in all its forms, whether that's a bedtime story with dad, a Saturday morning adventure, or everyday moments of connection. Strong attachments are built across the whole day, during play, mealtimes, school runs, bath time, even chatting in the car. What matters most is the quality of interaction, warmth, and consistency, not whether bedtime is perfectly alternated. That his children are much more demanding of creativity from him when it comes to bedtime. My wife is way more ritualistic with bedtime than I am. I'm a bit less organized, and I think the kids expected a bit more play with me before bed. I have a few games I've made up, there are about 7 or 8 of them, and they choose one before we settle down to read a book." He says they usually then sit together and read a book, but over the last few weeks the kids have been demanding he create the stories from scratch, and he has to tell a completely different story each night. There's a lot of creativity at bedtime, which I quite enjoy, but my wife doesn't usually have to do all of this. It's slightly different for her, but I think that's probably the case with all parents. Everyone has their own way of doing bedtime. However, this isn't something Luke Matthews, Metro's senior audience editor, has found to be true with his daughter. Although he does think it's important for dads to get involved with bedtime, especially if they've been at work all day. "My wife and I split bedtimes 50-50 with our 2-year-old daughter, and it's often the only real quality time I get with her in the week due to work," he explains. "When I've been in the office, it's the one chance I get to talk to her about her day or have a laugh to forget about mine." He adds, "Our bedtime revolves around books, and we're lucky that our daughter has been hooked on stories and reading from the start. We visit the library every week or two, take out new books, and read them until we know the words, so well they become the screensaver in our brains." Supernanny Jo Frost says parents need to hear about issue causing chaos. Jo Frost, who is best known for her role in Channel 4 series Supernanny, has issued advice on a challenging subject she believes all parents and carers need to hear today. Social media didn't barge into your home. It crept in drip by drip. Jo began in an Instagram video, and now it is quietly causing chaos. But what does the expert mean by this? Labeling it as a smart drug, she proceeded to outline how social media has particularly contributed to the decline of conversations during mealtimes. Nevertheless, Jo highlighted that the absence of family interaction isn't exclusively due to children's conduct. Parents scrolling past bedtime stories, past real connection, she said. And partners? They're strangers on the same sofa. We say it's not that bad, but our nervous systems are screaming, I can't take it anymore. According to Jo, the truth is the mobile phone has become this socially accepted vice, and we have become functioning social media addicts. And the launch of EIB Active, a national campaign to raise awareness about exercise-induced bronchospasm, EIB, and the effects it can have on undiagnosed children and adults. Frost spoke with students, parents, and faculty about the importance of living a healthy, active lifestyle, distributed healthy snacks, and watched the children perform soccer drills at recess. I'm teaming up with Teva Respiratory and EIB Active because it's important for me to educate people about EIB so that if they're experiencing symptoms, which may lead them to stop exercising or participating in sports, they need to speak with a physician, says Frost, also a best-selling author and childcare expert who has suffered from asthma and EIB since she was 5 years old. It's important for those who have EIB and/or asthma, like myself, to effectively manage it so they can stay healthy and active. EIB, a treatable condition that impacts an estimated 30 million people in the United States, causes wheezing, coughing, and chest tightness during or immediately following exercise or physical activity. Despite the large number of people living with EIB, diagnosis remains low due to a lack of awareness and understanding about EIB as a distinct condition. Although exercise is often the most common cause of asthma symptoms, the shortness of breath, wheezing, coughing, chest tightness, unusual fatigue, or trouble getting a deep breath that many may experience during exercise may actually be EIB, which affects both children and adults with asthma and the general population. Aims to educate people about the importance of proper treatment to effectively manage EIB symptoms in both patients experiencing breathing problems and those diagnosed